Hi, everyone. Hope you're having a great week. I wanted to take an opportunity today to walk you through an awesome resource that I use with the families that I work with. And I feel like this is such an important opportunity to share this because this is also something I offer for free. Um, but I want to walk you through it so that you can really understand how valuable this could be for you and maybe offer you something to change your thinking a little bit while you're planning your pregnancy and birth experience. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to share my screen. So I call this mapping your desires and discovering your dreams and desires for your birth. So, when you think about your birth, you want to put your deepest feelings and desires at the center of the spiral. A lot of times in our culture, birth is portrayed as something that is happening to us. It's portrayed as, um, something that is out of our control, an event that's happening to us. And everybody says, well, just be happy you have a healthy baby and you get the hell out of there and you go home. I want to flip the script on that a little bit. Here's why. I want you to go into your birth prepared with the mindsets that you need so that you're prepared for whatever turn your birth journey might take, so that you can move forward and make decisions that really resonate with you from your heart center, no matter what you need to do in birth. I like to think about this as focusing on ideas instead of ideologies. Ideas are expansive, they help us make choices, they lead us in the direction that our heart is calling us to go in. But ideologies can be really divisive. Um, they are very firm. Um, it's a win or lose, got it or didn't. And I don't think that that's helpful or very productive in birth at all, especially when we know that there are so many things that we can't control on the journey. So, I want you to become the center of the spiral in pregnancy, birth, and postpartum. So, here's how we do that. You're going to put your feelings and desires in the center. So, I call this the spiral of our dreams and desires, right? So, you have your dreams and desires for your birth. Those are all of your desired feelings, your big goals for your family, all of that stuff, your big ideas and principles for your birth, right? Those dreams and desires and your feelings that you want to have, all of that, you come up with that. And then the next part of the spiral is coming up with your guiding principles, your big ideas and goals for your birth. And those are very open ended type statements that you can always work to achieve no matter what happens in birth. And then from there, we go into birth planning and talking about choices for birth, your options, things like that. And the reason this is so important is because I want you to be able to follow your own compass and really come up with your birth plan from a place of thinking about how you really want to feel first. So, your dreams and desires are really the basic foundations of your wishes for your birth and for your family. So, these are your guiding principles for your birth. No matter what happens in birth, you have the power to make informed choices that align with your big ideas for your birth. So sometimes I call these principles for your birth, right? There are a few really great resources out there where people talk about this as well. I know Adriana Lazada talks about this. In this great book, Natural Hospital Birth, they also talk about this a lot. And there are some really awesome resources for coming up with your dreams, desires, and principles for your birth, also in this book. So coming up with your dreams and desires helps you become the center. So some things to think about are deciding, how do you want to feel in birth? Thinking about your desired feelings in your experience. Thinking about, what are your strengths coming into pregnancy and birth? What are you bringing into this experience with you that is a huge asset? Then you can think about questions like, what does your birth look like? What images come to mind? Who's there with you? Where is it happening? And how is that all making you feel? Coming up with imagery of your birth experience. Then I want you to think about, what are your fears about birth? What are your burning questions and concerns and anxieties and worries? And what can you do to help calm those fears? Is it that you need more information to help you make decisions? What do you need to feel confident and strong in your birth experience? And then I want you to come up with 3 words to describe your birth. And from all of these questions and this journal activity, you're going to come up with 3 statements that summarize your desires for your birth. So these aren't things that are based on birth choices, but one example might be, I want to have a family-centered, gentle birth experience. That's a big idea for birth. When you know what you truly want from your heart center, you can go on and plan your birth and make choices from your heart center, no matter what happens in birth. And you can always make a decision that leads you closer to your big idea for birth. So, no matter where you end up in your birth journey, right? Because we don't control that. We don't have the privilege of being able to do that. You could always, for example, make a choice that leads you towards a gentle, family-centered experience. So once you do that and you've discovered your dreams and desires and your core big ideas for your birth, you can go ahead and start writing your birth plan. This is not an exercise or an activity that is easy to do right away, all at once. This is something that will probably unravel for you as your pregnancy journey unfolds, as you learn more about yourself and you go deep down and you discover more about what you want and what really resonates with you. So in this journal, I have some different ideas to think about, just some points to bring up that maybe might trigger you to seek out some more information about them. And you can divide up your birth plan into sections like early and active labor, second stage labor, postpartum and newborn care. And at the end, there is a little template for you. Um, I do this just because it makes it a little bit easier to kind of brainstorm your thoughts as you're going through your own personal learning process. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to stop sharing my screen. So yeah, feel free to explore this resource. I really hope that you enjoy the process of getting closer to discovering what it is that you want and moving towards becoming the center of the spiral in your pregnancy and birth. Go ahead, feel free to follow me, join my Facebook group, follow your own compass. Definitely go ahead and check that out if you haven't already. Follow me on Instagram at Mindful Mama Birthing and Mindful Mama Birth Services on Facebook. Thanks, everybody.